There was a man born in the 1800s who went on to transform a major part of Alabama and the world, I would argue. His message has gone wide. That man's name is Booker T. Washington. I think that education needs to focus more on human formation more than ever before. So what we're going to do for our students at Life Academy is we're going to encourage every one of them to read Booker T. Washington. Booker T. Washington's book, Up From Slavery, will be part of our fall reading plan for the families. We want parents reading it, we want students reading it, we want teachers reading it, we want as many people as possible reading it and extracting lessons from his life. Booker T. Washington is an inspiration to me, and for many reasons, but I think at such a time as this, where people might not value learning, I think this is going to be critical. Because in one sense, people are just using AI to do their homework and this, that, and the other, and some of them are not thinking through the opportunity they have, the opportunity to learn, the opportunity that he yearned to have that he didn't have. I think that together we can learn from Booker T. Washington and hopefully apply that to our lives and be a blessing to those around us. So we're going to start from the beginning, from chapter 1. We're going to be starting this August. So this is August 11th. We're going to be starting this August 17th, the week of August 17th. On August 19th, from 5 to 6 Eastern, I believe is the time, we're going to have our English instructor go through Up From Slavery as a discussion, but then also the kids are going to write essays. Parents, I want to tell you something about education that is happening that you might not realize. The best person to help their children to reach their full potential at this moment is going to be the parents. The parents are going to be so important at such a time as this, because the disruption going on in education and everything that is going to happen because of AI, that disruption, the anchor for the child, the anchor that would help the child navigate the storm is the parent. Now, the parent might say, but I don't know the state standards of my state. I don't know how to teach like a teacher. The AI revolution is calling for a new kind of teacher. The people who go to traditional teaching colleges will be it would be bad if they came to a traditional school today and tried to teach based on what they learned at a teaching college in the AI revolution. It's not going to work because some of them are going to become detectives, wondering if their kids use the AI or not. No, what you need in this system, I call it a non-threat based education model. Here's what I mean. Back in the day, imagine a teacher is standing in front of the classroom. Learn how to add polynomials. Johnny puts up his hand. I feel bad for Johnny, by the way. I don't know who came up with using Johnny as an example, but if you're Johnny listening, I'm sorry, Johnny, but we're just using that as an example. Johnny puts up his hand and Johnny says, you know what? I don't understand why I need to do that, Mrs. Jones. Why do I need to learn this? And Mrs. Jones says, because it's going to be on the state standards test and so on. So Johnny was basically told he needed to learn it because it's going to be on the test. And if he wanted to pass the test, then he had to master it. Not because the subject matter was beautiful in and of itself. Most of the time, it's we're doing it because we have to. Here's the problem, though. AI models are doing the test and doing better than human beings, faster than human beings complete the test. So training human beings just to pass tests is a bad idea. In the AI revolution, it's a bad idea. It's a bad investment. Am I saying people shouldn't know how to take tests? No, I'm saying the reason they need to learn what they learn cannot be because it's going to be on the test. It has to be something deeper. But our schools and the teacher training academies are not being taught to teach something deeper. The AI revolution requires a new kind of teacher. And the fastest way to give your child access to that kind of teacher is if the parents become that kind of teacher. Now, I'm not saying that everybody has to homeschool. I think a lot more people need to, but I'm not saying that, right? If you have the curriculum, if you have connections to people that can help you along the way, go for it, right? Homeschooling is a beautiful thing. Can it be abused and misused? It can, but same with the education system. Anything can be put out of place. But what I'm trying to get at with the parents is this. Parents, your children need you to help them learn how to learn so that help them learn how to learn so they navigate the storm of the disruptions that are about to happen. We are in the process of training a new breed, a new kind of teacher. It's funny that I just used that word. There's an author here. He's written a few books. Let me pull his books out. He's written a few books. John Taylor Gatto. A different kind of teacher. It's funny we said that. And then weapons of mass instruction. I think that the teaching profession needs to change. And it needs to change today. Not tomorrow, today. If your child gets a traditional education that allows them to just conform to the norm in the AI revolution, it wouldn't go well. And the reason is because, let me tell you, I'll let you know one more thing. I'm sorry this has gone longer than I thought. We used to train humans to be computers. We used to train humans to fill certain roles that society needed to be filled. But we should have never done that. Fundamentally, it should have never been our core goal. What should our core goal be? Our core goal should be, how do we help you reach your full potential? I'll be discussing this a lot more on Saturday. I would argue that one of the ways is looking at Charlotte Mason. I would argue that one of the ways is looking at For the Children's Sake. We're going to be talking about worldview and education, why worldview matters in education. And I think if we recognize that children are born persons made in the image of God for a purpose that must transcend the idea of them being made into just a tool, so to speak, in the hand of a company or in the hand of a country. Education is changing fast. And we parents, I know some of you are familiar with the idea of LLMs, large language models, and that's what a lot of people put with AI. When they think of AI, they think of large language models. There's actually a layer now above that is happening right now, and it's called agentic AI. When agentic AI enters education, it's done. It's done. The reason why it's done is because agentic AI doesn't just write essays. LLM students might have used it to write their essays, which is not good, but that happened where it's writing their essays for them. Agentic AI does things like it can log into a website on your behalf. It can order your groceries on your behalf. Now, imagine a student using agentic AI at the layer where it's literally logging into their Schoology or whatever, and it's doing their work, and they don't even know the work is being done because the agent is doing it all for them. If agentic AI gets into traditional education classrooms and they're not ready for it, it's actually not going to be funny, but it's going to happen. It's already getting there. So let's talk about that on the next episode. I'll see some of you on Saturday. Philosophy of education matters. Children are made in the image of God. As Charlotte Mason says, they're born persons. Have a blessed day. See you guys soon.